Let it breathe a little bit. Let it breathe a little bit. If you're listening to this part, basically, you're watching a replay. Thank you for watching a replay. For those people that have missed the live stream, whether you watch or not, it's all good. Love you. But this live stream may or may not be for you. But consider this. Welcome to the late shift with Mel Mel. And I'm just thinking, I want to talk about everybody's favorite reality television star, everybody's favorite American president, as he said on Twitter, your man, Donald J. Trump, number 45 with a bullet. Not literally, just in case Secret Service is watching and whatnot, Big Brother, all that stuff. I got nothing personally against the man. I'm not saying I vote for him or nothing like that, but that's another story all in itself. So it's your man Mel Mel here on a Saturday. No, it's not Saturday night, Sunday morning. Lean to the side a little bit. I was gonna wear a hat, but whatever. Anyway, so I guess the genesis of this conversation, which I'm still gonna go on with this conversation, would start with Obama. Hey, what's going on to the two people that came through? The genesis of this conversation starts with Obama, 2008. You know, when Obama was elected, the first black president, of the United States. Elected number 44. The beloved president. That many people cared about. And how people wanted to give hope and change a chance. Si se puede. Yes we can, and all those different things. And people know what happened with healthcare and gay rights and the economy and stuff like that. So different things were done. There were missteps. One of Obama's biggest flaws, he said, one of his things he wished he would have done better is explain the whole healthcare situation better to people. What's going on, Michelle? Thank you for stopping by, showing some support for however long you're here. You know, but yeah, like I was saying, this all started in 2008. With Obama and how things went, and I think people gave him time and whatnot. It was 8 years, and there was a dissatisfaction that grew, over time. As Obama, was in office, the Republicans coming against him, vetoing, not vetoing, blocking a lot of the things that he was trying to do, and a lot of the bills and stuff that was pushed through and whatnot. Not pushed through. What's going on, Creative Spirit? Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. For being here at this time. So, as dissatisfaction grew, in the country, there was a lot of disgruntled people. There were a lot of upset people. There were a lot of people that didn't like the way that the country was going. So, I guess they had a referendum on Obama, but before they actually could do anything towards that situation, they kind of changed over Congress and the Senate and all that stuff. Sherry K, appreciate you. So things changed. A lot of Republicans took control. As much as I don't like to think you and I won't see eye to eye on this topic, but it's okay. People can do and still respect each other. That's what adults do, right? Well, you don't know, Michelle. You don't know which way I'm going. You don't know which way I'm going. How the Infinity Gauntlet, and that's why. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Get a different game geek. I don't know how he got the Infinity Gauntlet, but imagine Trump having the Infinity Gauntlet and snapping his finger and half of the universe disappearing. That would be a very interesting story. Michelle, you may not know the direction that I'm going in, with this conversation. I'm just having a conversation about how Trump got to power. You should have it too, Egyptian Gamer Geek. I could imagine that as well. I could definitely imagine that as well. But right now, like I said, I'm just going along a little bit, Michelle, and I know we may not see eye to eye on this topic, and there may be a lot of Trump supporters out there who may not see eye to eye with me on this topic, which is fine. You haven't heard the whole side of it yet, so you may not know where I'm coming from. That is true, but I don't think you like Trump, but I'm going to hang out and watch for sure. Okay. I actually have a Trump hat over there, but that was for other reasons. So, but we'll leave it at that. This is not really to say whether I'm for or against Trump. This is really me looking at the situation objectively. I'm not saying whether or not you should vote for Trump or you shouldn't vote for Trump, whether you should support him, whether you shouldn't support him. If you support him, you support him. That's fine. If you don't support him, that's even better. Whatever way you go, whatever floats your boat, that's what it is. This conversation is specifically on how Trump got to power. I just don't get Trump. Hmm. A lot of people don't get Trump Egyptian Gamer Geek, but um, he did something smart. Mm. So let's go into what I was talking about. Obama's in office 2008, has his 8 years, has the correspondence dinner. I think it was 2012, if I'm not mistaken. I forget when it was. He attacks Trump, embarrasses Trump, embarrasses him real bad. What's going on? High Desert Pioneer. Thank you. The quote of personality has been dragged down America for generations. Um, some people could say that. You definitely could say that. I mean, maybe that's one way of looking at it. But I want to focus on this particular point now on how Trump got so powerful politically. Whether you care for Trump, whether you don't care for Trump, he did something that was very interesting, which people don't understand, because a lot of us that are in um, New York and California, we see Trump differently. We view him through a different lens. We were kind of shocked and surprised. Even he was surprised himself that he got the presidency, but not so much surprised. His team did a stellar job of getting this man elected. Some people say that the Russians helped him. Only question is how the Russians did it. I mean, that's a whole other conversation for another time too. We're not going to go into conspiracy theories, but Trump did something that was very interesting, not unique, not the first time it's ever been done, but he's done it, at a scale where it's not being done by many. And do you like Harry Potter? I'm watching the second one now. Yeah, I like Harry Potter. Egyptian Game of Geek. I like Harry Potter. But back to what I'm saying. Let me not get sidetracked because I don't want to get sidetracked. And I'm just taking my time out for Michelle to say this. This is not whether or not I'm for or against Trump. I'm not trying to attack Trump. This ain't about that. Could care less about that right now. This is just trying to understand the ethos, the beginnings of how something like this happens, how our man, who's done the things that he's done, or just, put himself out there, went from reality, real estate mogul and, businessman, reality television star to the president of the United States, which is not unprecedented because you got to understand Ronald Reagan was an actor, you know. So anybody that knows Ronald Reagan, former President Ronald Reagan, he was a Hollywood actor. Now B level, he wasn't no major star, get one for the Gipper, all that stuff, for people that understand that reference. But it's not unprecedented when you see somebody who basically was in television becomes, major political figure on the market in the scene. So bear with me, folks. Did you see the new Fantastic Four Beast 2 trailer? No, yeah, I did. I actually did. I actually did. I didn't see the Aquaman and the Godzilla one. I didn't see the Shazam trailer. I didn't see all those. I just saw the Fantastic Beast trailer. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So we go through the 8 years of Obama. The growing disenchantment, the sentiment is, the dissatisfaction, the political unrest. Oh, please don't change or hold back what you were going to say for my benefit. No, Michelle, I'm actually not about to go in. I'm not about to go in. I'm actually going from an objective point of view of an objective place. Michelle, I'm really not about to go in on Trump. This is not a Trump hate fest or love fest. This is really just how did the man get to the point where he got to now? How did this happen? How did he get there politically? And also too, you folks can chime in too. Maybe you want to say, how Trump got so, powerful politically. How did this happen? Maybe you have some thoughts on it, and that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm really, Michelle, just trying to make an attempt to answer this question. Whether or not you agree with it, it's up to you. Totally up to you. And I'm not trying to stall. I'm just taking my time because, like I said, I got time. So, as it pertains to Trump, we go back to Obama, 2008. Fast forward, 2016, Hillary Clinton loses the election. Donald Trump, President elect Donald Trump, now President, Donald Trump. How did this happen? You know, like, how did this man become so politically powerful? That's all I want to answer. I'm not a Trump hater or lover or anything like that. I'm very indifferent to the situation. I'm just speaking from the perspective of somebody who was watching, a spectator, American citizen, somebody who did vote in the election and whatnot, which we'll leave that for another time. So, what it was brought to me, pick a Rick won. People are so sick of the status quo. Donald Trump could have won. Donald Duck could have won. Yeah, well, that was part of it. Pickerick won. That was part of it. People were so sick of the status quo. Fear is how it happened. Well, it's not so much just fear. Those things may be true, be it as they may. Um, Hello to you, Pickerick one. Maybe those things are true and those are the case. But if that was the case, somebody still had to be able to capitalize on it. And me personally, I think Donald Trump became so powerful because he took all of the pockets of America where people were dissatisfied and didn't want to deal with the status quo, as Pickerick one is saying, and he kind of coalesced it. He kind of consolidated it, to pockets of power and stuff like that. That's why you look at his rallies. He knew where to go. He knew to go to the football stadiums and, the veterans, like I said, you know, um, rallies or stuff like that. He knew where to go. He knew where these people are. He knew to go to Middle America. He knew to go to pockets of the country where people were dissatisfied. The coal miners of the world. The Rust Belt. The people, the unions and stuff like that. He knew to go for the military folks. The cops, the people who were dissatisfied. So I think he became powerful, so politically so powerful because what he did was he really, he hit to the needs, he hit to the core of a lot of different things. Not all good, not all good because some people, yeah, no, I mean, this is a conversation I really had, Pickerick, when I really had this conversation with somebody who really knew about this stuff. And, what he did was he was good, his team, not so much Trump, his team was good at basically, coalescing or consolidating the folks in the country who were dissatisfied, who maybe had been disenchanted with hope and change and the status quo. And then Hillary Clinton didn't help, with the skeletons that she had in the closet. And then the Russians, revealing the scandals and stuff like that, and everything coming out at the time that it did. Who knows? Maybe if there was a different candidate, maybe things get differently. Maybe things go differently for the country as far as things go. I personally believe, and I said this many times, no offense to Obama, that he should have focused on the economy first and then focused on, healthcare. But, I digress for that. It's lightening up a little bit now, but for me, my dog, even Michelle. Oh, okay, you're talking to Michelle. But yeah, so that's that. I'm not going to go into the politics and try to, you know, um, indict Obama or say whether or not it was that. But I agree with what Pickerick said. People were disenchanted, dissatisfied. They didn't want to go along with the status quo. They didn't like what was happening. There was a lot of people who were struggling with the policies of the previous administration. There's a lot of people, I guess, who wanted change. So Trump, being who he is, was, the disruptor candidate. Was I guess, the change agent against somebody who was running on a policy of being the change agent. So it was kind of interesting when it came to that. And what he did was he just spoke the language and the rhetoric of what people wanted to hear, and he just began to rally that cry and gather that support and really, speak to those people who I guess were the forgotten. And the danger in what I'm saying right now is because it sounded like I'm probably, this big time Trump supporter, and I'm saying, maybe what Trump is about is a great thing and whatever the case may be. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that what the man did was basically rally people and get them together and say, okay, I'm going to promise you this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that for you. Whether it be, a law and order candidate, stronger border patrol, making sure, we have better, trade deals, all the things that he promised during the campaign and whatnot. Because I was dissatisfied with the government. Well, that's what happened, Sherry K. There was a lot of dissatisfaction with the government. And what Trump did was take all that dissatisfaction, coalesced it, co opted it, consolidated it, pandered to it, said what he had to say, did the politician thing, and he transformed into, that candidate, that person, that situation, where, he could, I guess, give people what they were looking for. Now, I don't know how that's working out for you folks, but at the same time, you know, he is somebody who was great at, getting these people together and getting the vote out, really, a lot better than what Hillary was doing, because Hillary was a little too assured. Hillary was, too ready to become the president. And, a lot of folks were kind of like too assured that, she had it in the bag. maybe too much so, maybe a little bit too arrogant in the situation. Mm. And it's like Hillary said the night that she lost. Hillary probably gave one of the best speeches of her life when she lost the presidency in her concession speech. And I remember her saying that maybe is the country is more divided than I thought. I guess the country is more divided than I thought it was, and this is true. But what happened in that statement, the microcosm of that statement, is the division in the country. Somehow or another, Trump was able to actually coalesce that and bring that together and pull it to him, because people believe that there were only Republicans and stuff like that that voted for Trump. No, there were people who were Democratic. There were people who voted for Obama. There were people who was hoping change that really wanted things to happen. Good you call Silman approach. That's funny. Yeah, maybe he had that. I don't know. But there were people who were dissatisfied, and Trump just really spoke to them. Well, Hillary is never mind. I really wanted Ben Carson, but anyway, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ben Carson. I don't know what Ben Carson was trying to do. But I guess he was better than Herman Cain. We'll leave it at that. I don't know if anybody remember Herman Cain and the 999 plan. Oh, the 999. I was like, man, what? It sounded like a pizza delivery guy, like like some of Domino's, 999 plan. Just $9 for 9 days. I don't know. Anyway, but Ben Carson is doing, yeah, pizza guy. Yeah, yeah, pick a Rick one. You know what I'm talking about. You remember Hurricane with his 999 plan, but whatever. There was a lot of funny stuff going on. Believe me, Herman Cain, yes. I'm gonna say this to you on the Republican side, though. I have never been more entertained than I was when Trump was running for president. I'll be honest with you. I watched the Republican primaries like religiously. And I'm not a registered Republican, I'm a registered Democrat. But I could not get enough of that stuff. I miss the Republican primaries and those debates. I would pay money to some of the stuff. I got to give it to Trump. Some of his back and forth between him and Jeb Bush. Oh my God, the back and forth between him and what's that? Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz. Oh my God, that stuff, gold. I mean, some of it comedy gold, political theater at its best. Dakota family. If Trump runs again, he'll probably win again because of the fact people are getting back to work. Yes, I agree with you, Dakota family. I've said this too. I mean, I didn't vote for Trump, but I'll say this too. I think a lot of people, because of the economy recovering, even if it's a slower recovery and different things. Yes, Ted Cruz. You remember Ted Cruz? Tea Party candidate, stuff like that. That was interesting. And I don't know if anybody remembered for a brief time, Rudy Giuliani tried to run for president, but we're gonna leave that one alone. And there was Governor Pataki, oh my God, former New York Governor Pataki ran for president. I don't know how that happened. Michael Skeen, appreciate you for coming through, but I digress. Anyway, the Republican primaries for the presidency of the last presidential election, a lot of that stuff was political theater at its finest. I mean that at its finest, but I digress from that situation. So far, of you said nothing that I haven't agreed with. Well, this is not about anything. Like I said, I'm not really trying to attack Trump. I mean, do I agree with all his policies? Do I care about everything that he stands for? No, I don't. But this is just to answer the question or put it in the microcosm of how did this man come to power? And his team did a great job. It was like Saturday Night Live show. Yes, it was Pick a Rick one. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've seen as many of them as I can. Some of the debates I actually DVR'd and I watched over. I watched them over. The only thing I didn't do was put them on tape. It was that good. It was that good. I think some of them almost rivaled the ratings of a sporting event, with the exception of the Super Bowl. But I'll just let you know I was enjoying what you're saying. Well, thank you, Michelle. But I mean, really, what I'm saying is just things that people already know. Trump got powerful because of his name and his stature. No, that's not true, Michael Ski. Trump already had the name and the stature before he ran for president. The anger in this country is very bad, though. Yes, but he capitalized, Dakota family, on that. He capitalized on the anger. He said what people wanted to hear. When people didn't realize what Trump did. Trump researched the crowd. Anything that was getting a rise out of people in the crowd, he kept saying it. build the wall, send back the illegals, ban the Muslims and stuff like that. Not to say that I'm for that, but things that people wanted to hear. He said, Slayer, appreciate you for coming through. I know you're a big Trump supporter. Let me stop. I don't want to start no trouble now. Hmm. But his name and stature didn't do it. People don't understand. Trump had the name already. Trump was already reportedly a billionaire. Trump was already internationally known. He was already, I guess, Hollywood royalty or a celebrity. He has already owned multiple, things across the world. Yeah, thank you, creative spirits. What did it for Trump was that he just fed into the dissatisfaction and told people what they wanted to hear, made promises that he felt like he could keep. You know, um, he really just rallied around. He loved the campaign and he loved being around the crowds. He loved being amongst the people. His name and his stature helped to bring attention to what he was talking about, what he was doing. I mean, he was such a force in the media, in the media sense that, you know, if you talk about Trump, it's automatically going to get you views. It's automatically going to get you attention. Look at people here. Let's make America great again. No, Donald Trump, I'm good. Well, that's something he took from Reagan. That was a speech, a political speech, that was part of a political speech that he took from Ronald Reagan, talking about let's make America great again. That was even clever in itself. He take that, made that a slogan, and then it turned into a banner. Must he say ban certain countries from coming here, not Islamic countries? Well, I mean, he said what people wanted to hear. Yes, elite team OKC. He capitalized on racial phobia and electoral college. Can you name his starting cabinet now? They've been trying to catch up ever since. Wow. Some people say it's a clown show. Now, say that as you might. Say that as you not. Say that as you might. It's not all Islamic. You're right. There was certain countries, the stuff that was banned. People thought he was going to make America rich, and all we are going to be rich and happy. Well, we're not all going to be rich and happy, amusement, but he made a lot of promises and he said things that people wanted to hear. People wanted to hear about jobs. People wanted to hear about the recovery of the economy. People wanted to get back into domestic policies, not trying to do the whole policing of the world and getting into international conflict. People were probably tired of the Syria thing and, all the stuff that was going on with Russia and stuff like that. People want to, I don't want to say become more isolationist, but people are more concerned about what's going on with America. Some people feel that it's nice to go overseas and, police the world, but policing the world means what when you're still struggling to put food on the table back here in America? And that's how a lot of people felt. So when you have somebody who come along and say, you know what, hey, I'm going to do this, that, and the third for you, and we're going to make America great again, and they really believable to you, then you're gonna vote for that person. I don't care who you are. Some people could say the same thing happened with Obama, the first black president. You're talking about home with chain, a different type of politics, a more perfect union. A lot of people went for that. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy. No one in the running ever visited my town here in Southwest Virginia. Trump did. Yeah, see, that's what happened, creative spirit. So, with Trump visiting these different places, and making these promises and telling people that he's going to bring the coal mines back and, they're going to, do stuff with gas and oil again and, brings job back here and then, have certain countries be on notice as far as, them eating our lunch and taking our free lunch and different trade agreements, NAFTA or whatever the case, or the TPP. What is it? The TPP, if I'm not mistaken, the Trans Pacific Partnership or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, it's different things that he said. He had rhetoric that people wanted to hear. You know what I mean? Let me see. As a veteran, I'm glad I'm no longer serving. That's interesting. Okay, see, thank you for your service. My retirement isn't signed. Yeah, wow. Sorry to hear that. By the way, Trump thinks China is more of a threat than Russia. You can debate that. Who knows? Like I said, I'm not really in the running from that, but it is what it is. I remember the streams keep on. My friend later. Okay, thank you, Picker Rick One. I appreciate that definitely. Thank you for stopping by my streams, and I encourage people to check out Picker Rick One. Awesome fellow over there doing his thing. Does a lot of good stuff. Him and the team over there. But thank you for the folks that are being here. Trump slogan: "Vote for me, and I won't grab." Wow. Well, that's another thing. I mean, right now, I'm not trying to whitewash the negative things that Trump has done. He said some things that we all can agree, which are not good. Done some things that are insensitive towards women, towards minorities, immigrants, stuff like that. However, this is just for the sake of argument, for the sake of conversation, just talking about how politically he became so powerful. And I think some of you touched on it. Molly Dolly, thank you for coming through. I think some of you touched on it. It's the dissatisfaction that's happened in the country. They just stopping by to say how political things are my thing. But great work, Mel. Appreciate that. Thank you. Good night. Well, yeah, I'm not afraid to talk about it. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. I thought about that. I wasn't really looking at this as a political conversation, Lynn, but I appreciate you for stopping by. I appreciate you for being here, whether it's a minute, whether it's a second, stuff like that. I'm not really trying to go for or against Trump. This is really an objective question that I'm asking. How did, Donald J. Trump, the 45th president of the United States, how did he become so powerful politically? All the Trump supporters named his first cabinet list him. Can you ever everyone someday is fire embarrassing? Well, yeah, you could say that OKC, but that's not the question I posed. The question I posed to you is how did Trump become so politically powerful? I mean, you could debate and argue his policies, you could debate and argue his politics, you could debate and argue some of the things he says. Him on Twitter, is very amusing. I mean, it's gonna go down in history. I mean, think about it. What a time to be on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess Twitter is gonna live and die by Trump. The guy Jack, I forget his last name, one of the founders of Twitter or whatever. He's a Trump supporter. I don't know about Mel for president, but maybe the president of the PTA Association. I don't know. But thank you, Slayer. I appreciate that. For the most part, though, it's just really interesting to see. I mean, I guess if you look at it, if any candidate, who was believable or was willing to be the disruptor, I guess Trump was willing to play the role of the spoiler and had the language and the swagger to go along with it, whether you like it or not. Molly for head of fashion police. Yes, yes, I would vote for Molly for the head of fashion police. And my apologies to everybody in the chat because I know I've touched on the third rail of things that people shouldn't talk about on YouTube, and that's politics. But I'm hashtag sorry, not sorry. Lynn, as head of sexy parties, yes, those are sexy parties that I would like to stick my head into. But anyway, But anyway, that's what it is. Outside of the odds for the official effect is. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Slayer. But again, I like my fault because woo, there you go, Wally Dolly. I didn't realize that, this was I knew this is politics, but I'm not really trying to come at this from a political standpoint. So forgive me, anybody, if it seems like I'm trying to have a purely political discussion. No, I'm not. I'm just really having it's a curiosity. Maybe you have some thoughts and opinions on, you know, why the man became so powerful politically. And I think some of you touched on it. Well, it was the racial phobia, then, bro, plain and simple. He said what a lot of people think but won't say. That's the answer, homie. Take our jobs, blah blah blah. Build a wall. Yeah, a lot of people say that. If they don't pay up, it's mafia style. Funny, catfish. Oh my god, that's funny. Half my channel is politics. Well, you're different, Pioneer. Some people like talking politics. Some people talking religion and all that stuff. I talk about it all. I talk about business, sex, politics, religion, um, I don't know, fashion, whatever. If it's interesting conversation, I like to have it. I like to talk about it. I like to be in the midst of it. I mean, who wants to just have a boring conversation about, I guess I don't know, you know, I don't know about whatever people talk about. I mean, I don't know if you want me to do a challenge or something. I don't know, do an orange eating challenge or something, or do like a eating challenge, a mukbang or something. No offense to anybody that does that. I understand people do that. I'm just saying I want to have interesting conversation, and hopefully I can keep it respectful, whatever it is. Mm. And Michelle, you thought I was gonna get on here and just rag Trump and trash him and bash him and have a debate and an argument. No, no, no. I try to have open-minded, objective conversations, and I do want to have conversations with people who don't normally discuss politics. It's be interesting to see what they think. It's a disgrace to our troops to fight for the idiot Putin's homeboy. Wow, he said Putin's homeboy. What's going on? Time reveals. Late night. Welcome to the late shift with Mel Mel. I sorry if I didn't say that to you people. To you folks. I don't want to say you people. Because then this is crazy. But anyway, let me not be politically correct. Anyway, to the people that just entered the room that are new to the conversation, this is just something that I'm just throwing around. What are your thoughts? How do you think Trump became so powerful politically? What are your thoughts on it? And that's all I really want to know. I mean, whether or not you like Trump is another story. Whether or not you agree with his policies, that's another thing. Because there's a lot of us don't agree. I didn't actually think you would trash Trump, but I just didn't think you would enjoy. I would enjoy your stream. No, Michelle. As soon as you said you didn't think you was gonna enjoy my stream, I knew you was gonna enjoy the stream. Because I try to be open minded with my conversations. I'm not somebody who's not open to hearing what people have to say. Top Ismail teaches X fool how to find out if your girl is freak. Yeah, that would be an interesting topic to talk about, how to find out if your girl is really freaky. But anyway, I digress from that situation. But Michelle, on a serious note, what I try to do with my conversations when I'm talking about stuff, be it a sensitive subject, be it something that's not so sensitive, be it something funny, whatever it may be, you know, um, I try to be open minded. Like I said, I try to be objective towards it. I try to hear everybody's side of it. And I try to be a dialogue. I don't want it to be a situation where you feel threatened to come to my live streams, where you feel threatened to speak your piece. Like Michelle, you missed the one about immigration. I mean, this isn't even, this right here is tamed compared to the one about immigration. It was me, it was Llama Monster. It was Calvin's Corner 72. It was Sis Dad. It was a couple of other people in there, and we were just going at it. We was just saying some stuff, some heavy stuff. Like it was some things in here that would have got people into some big, woo, you know. Uh, yeah, I try to stay in a humble manner. I just want to be as authentic as possible. I don't want to fake it, like I said. So it's like somebody was telling me, if you don't want to fake it, just be you, be yourself. This is me being myself. This is me just asking a curious question. This is more out of curiosity. How did Trump become so politically powerful? And for somebody who was here in New York and people in California, we didn't see this coming. But if you went to middle America, if you went to the Rust Belts, you went to the Bible Belts, you went out there to places where people were really suffering and going through it more so than other folks, then you understand why Trump, became, yes, it's still up. That stream is still up. It's the late shift. It's about immigration in America. That was an intense conversation, and not so much because of myself, but because of the things that were being said in the chat. Now that was an intense conversation. We was burning through that live stream. I mean, we were talking about building a wall and illegals and all that stuff. We was oh, you knew he was going to win, but see, you're from Virginia, Creative Spirit, so people out in Virginia and whatnot, then when I see Mr. Clee, you're funny, Slayer. People that were in different spots where Trump was campaigning outside of New York and Middle America and places like that were really being affected, that had jobs taken away and sent overseas. They were ready for Trump. They were on board. They were the ones. They were with it. People from New York or California or big place like Chicago. We were in another wavelength. Should I watch it or well, I mean, it's up to you. You should it's up to you whether you want to watch that live stream, but it's up. I mean, it's more towards the middle of it. We were talking about some things, but it was a cool live stream to check out. Anyway, I digress from that situation. Yeah, uh, I don't vote. My vote doesn't. Yeah, vote matters. It's more about the electoral college. People have to understand the electoral college and how that's set up. Basically, electoral college elects the presidents and how many votes is in there. It's complicated for some people to understand, but you get into politics, you understand more about the electoral college, and you'll see that there's a certain amount of votes that count for each state, and there's a certain number of votes, that count for each state, which it has to go up to 270, and whatever candidate gets to 270 first, as opposed to all the 50 states and the electoral colleges and the districts or whatever in electoral colleges. That's how the president gets elected. Hashtag Viceland. No one worth voting for. Hashtag Jesus and Mero. Yeah, they talked about that as well. Well, some people said that the last election, was a was election of the lesser of two evils, and for some people, Trump was the lesser of two evils. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Hillary did not have a whole bunch of skeletons in her closet. I would be lying. Mm. I think she did hurt herself by advertising as the most politically prepared candidate of all time, and politically she wasn't prepared to lose. So now you look at Hillary Clinton and you say, well, maybe she can still make speeches from Goldman Sachs. So, I don't know. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, I'm not going to knock her, and tear her up and whatnot. Husband did a lot of good work, but he had issues as well. So there's a lot of skeleton, a lot of dirt, a lot of things to go after with Hillary. Hillary's was catch her bodies like Bill. Oh my God. We're not gonna go into that. Like I said, I'm not gonna go into Hillary Clinton and that whole thing because there's a lot of Hillary haters out there. And then people was bringing up the whole thing about the super predators, when that stuff from back before. Like I said, we could do a whole separate live stream about Hillary, hashtag not a democracy. Well, pioneer, that's one way, people look at it as well. That's just one of those things. I mean, as it pertains to that. But like I said, I don't want to get too sidetracked. I'll throw that over there. But this situation right here, I just think Trump or either his team just did a very good job at looking at the concerns, the wants, the issues, the angst, the anxiety, even the phobias that people have. Hashtag you ain't served. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, he did go to a military slash type of academy, some school he went to or whatever the case. Sarah Palin was hot. Yeah, I'm gonna step away from that one, but I'm not gonna say she was like ride with the Marines and Afghanistan and come talk about patriotism. Well, some people say that. Okay, see, definitely some people say that. He did what he did. I mean, because some people could make the argument that Obama didn't serve. So, where do you go with that one? The last president to serve anything, any kind of anything, was it President, George Bush, the son. Um, that voice crack. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know what to say. We're gonna leave that alone, Slayer. But cheers. Thank you. Cheers to you, Lynn Denton, for still being here in a political conversation. Cheers to all you folks for being here, because I guess you folks are probably wondering, like, what was this black man gonna say? Was he gonna tear Trump down? Was he gonna talk about Black Lives Matter? Was he gonna go in? Is this gonna be the first curse live stream? Is he gonna swear against Trump? What is he gonna do? Nah. I just really was curious, and I'm curious to what y'all folks think. And I think so, I think a lot of y'all get the gist of it. He did feed into the phobias, he did feed into the concerns, but he did it in a way where nothing was off the table. There was nothing Trump wouldn't say and wouldn't do as it pertains to what the people wanted to hear, especially in these rallies, especially, some closed door stuff that was going on and stuff like that, where cameras weren't allowed to go in the media and whatnot. Yeah. It's not me, Sherry K. But I like to have these type of conversations. I like to go in places where maybe people don't expect me to go. I like to talk about stuff in a way that you may not expect, because maybe people didn't expect this civil conversation. I don't know, maybe you did, but some of you folks definitely wanted to hear about this. It would be a whole lot better if there were no Marines in Afghan. Well, there would be. Some people debate that, maybe the Afghan people that need the protection out there or whatever interest they're out there going after. Excuse me. Maybe they would feel different about that. I definitely, say that the Marines, the family of Marines and whatnot out there, I my thoughts and prayers go with them because I know it's dangerous. That's why I share wasn't expecting Mel to do anything bad and do any bashing. Well, yeah, no, definitely. I don't like to do any bashing and come from a negative standpoint, a point of view on it and whatnot. I mean, and also too, Michelle and even Sherry K. I'm not trying to get on here to try to gain people to my side, if anything. Too, I want you to disagree, and I want you to have an opposing viewpoint. But it's hard with this conversation to have an opposing viewpoint when I'm asking a question. That's why this was a live stream. I didn't, unless you really just want to have an argument with me tonight, unless you really just want to be hard up and say, yeah, Trump, yeah, kill them all, unless you wanted to go into that. I mean, it's really just a question. I haven't made a statement as far as, how I feel about the man, or whether he should be president or not be president. Some people argue that his inaugural address, was a very dystopian view, of America and where it's going. It's interesting to see the things that he's doing. I'm not going to say all the stuff that he's did is all bad. He's had some interesting ideas out there. Not everything I care for, but it is what it is. That would never happen. We are God in the poppy seeds to keep up with the opioid epidemic. Wake up. There's no other reason to be there. We are guarding oxy and cyanide as prescription. Some people argue that, as far as in the world, one of the biggest suppliers of opioid epidemic is coming out there. Yeah, I hear you, Yas Poet. I definitely hear you. The way I look at it, Hillary or Trump, what choice was there? I really don't like Trump, but I really can't stand Hillary. So I picked the best choice for me. Ain't no arguing between. I've been there, bro. Yeah, yeah, no. It's believe me. I know OKC. I know OKC. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're lying. I mean, some people do argue the point because maybe there's some interest other than that that's out there that's keeping things together. But there are a large supply of opium out there. A lot of people don't know in Afghanistan. You might think is like Nicaragua or Venezuela or Colombia or something like that. The opium out there in Afghanistan is ridiculous. They burn barrels of it, they burn millions of dollars of it, they take it and burn it, and they have so much production of it that it's insane. But mm, I'm not going into that right now. That's a whole other conversation. You know, opioids through the economy and our healthcare system. That's crazy. Where presidents are selected, not elected. Well, um, people say that. Some people argue that the presidency is not won, it's bought. But I'm not getting into the conspiracy theory part of it. I addressed that because it's brought up in the chat. And that's an interesting take on it. Some people want to talk about that. I mean, you definitely more than welcome to discuss that. That's the conspiracy theories behind that whole thing, and Illuminati, and who's pulling the strings and secret societies and whatnot. Harmony, appreciate you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Peace and love. Peace and love. I mean, it's just an open-ended question, and either you have an opinion on it or you don't. I mean, and I see some of you folks out there have strong emotions about, just bringing up Trump. The mere mention of Trump, can be something where it stirs people up, and I get it. I really haven't agreed with anything you have said. I really haven't agreed with anything you've said. Has some opinions, but I choose to keep them to myself. I don't like to talk politics on YouTube. I will listen though. Well, I really haven't agreed with anything that you've said. I have had some opinions, but I choose to keep them to myself. Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. I haven't disagreed a bit. Well, I mean, no, definitely, Michelle. I mean, it's not so much it's not so much of this conversation is not so much of a do you agree or don't you agree conversation. This is really just like, okay, maybe you have an opinion or answer for the question. I mean, because really this is me giving my opinion on it and talking about some things that have actually happened as it pertains how Trump became so powerful. But then it's also a question. It's more of a question. It's Saturday and no work tomorrow. Woo, there you go. I love that. I appreciate that. Afghanistan, number one provider of poppy seeds, heroin, painkillers. I got feels only money. Doctors healthcare. Why Trump's campaign? Well, I mean, Team OKC. Um, I'm not saying that that's not true. I mean, it's definitely something going on out there. It's definitely, you know, there's some production being done. But then when you bring that up, see, that's the reason why I move to a different vein and just keep it on topic. Because if I move to that part of the conversation and you do talk about, the production of what's being produced and shipped to America and whatnot, what do you do about that? Where do you go with that? You know what I mean? If Trump wasn't a part of the Illuminati, he would have tweeted it by now. If Trump was part of it, he probably would have treated it. I don't know. Opioids are bad. Addiction. Yeah, opioids are bad. It's addiction, but what do you do about it? I mean, let's say word for word, everything you just said, OKC is the truth. You know, hands down, balls out, plain, simple, everything you just said. What do you do? You ask how we got some power money in Afghanistan. Hey, that's what it is. Donald Trump. Hello there else. I heard about the Illuminati. That's funny. Shout out to that troll out there, Donald Trump. That's funny. That is funny. Oh my God. That's hilarious. That made my night. That made my night. I had the troll of Donald Trump in the chat. I Whoever that is, cheers to you. Cheers to you. Mm. President was elected to a bloodline that dates back to the early 1700s. The misogyny covenant. It's on the back of the dollar bill. That's one way. That's one way. Shout out to the Donald Trump troll. Yes, we have Donald Trump in the room. Wow, wow. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. Shout out, cheers, cheers, cheers. Oh my God, oh my God. That's comedy gold right there. That's comedy gold. I've had Donald Trump, the fake trolls out. Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny. Please, guys, it's Don or the Don. Okay, Don. Thank you, Don, for coming through. You sipping lean. Oh, Droybot. Oh my God, that's funny. No, I'm not sipping lean. Wow, wow, this is a big moment. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Donald, for coming to my live stream. We want to know how you became so powerful, Donald Trump. We want to know. We want to know, how did you do it? I mean, some people said it was the opioids in Afghanistan. Some people said it was the war. How did you do it? Then, how did you avoid the Russians? I don't know. Tosh Tom, thank you for being here. The answer to your question is Trump wants to make America great again. Well, okay, Tosh. Trump wants to make America great again, but oh, that's classified information. Oh my God, you sound like Grim Reaper now. Well, thank you, thank you. Have a good night, Yas Poet. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for dropping us and blessing that. He's a shrewd businessman. Yes, he is. But Tosh Tom, I've been graced with the presence of Donald Trump, even though it's the troll of Donald Trump. I've been blessed. You can't make this stuff up. But yeah, Tosh Tom, yeah, no, definitely. Yaspo would have a great evening, But yeah, Tosh time. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people may not really want to answer that question. Some people have given answers on feeding into the phobias and stuff like that. Daughter to teach us, okay. Teabag Nation all day. Yeah, I got teabags too. I don't know how you knew, but mm, teabagging hard over here. The teabags, real teabags. Mm. Oh my God. Donald Trump, drain the swamp. Wow. Oh my God. This has been a very interesting live stream. I'll be honest with you. I did not expect the troll of Donald Trump to actually make it to this live stream. So many thoughts, so many thoughts. Yeah, I did that on purpose, Tosh Time. I did that on purpose, but that's what it is. It's what it is. Sipping on rum tea tonight. Rum tea, okay. Rum to tum tum tum. Oh man, yeah. I like to have fun too, Michelle. I mean, I can be serious, but I got the inside jokes there too. And I didn't even pull out the oranges tonight. I thought about pulling out the oranges. They would have been probably great for this conversation. Maybe I need to talk about Trump more. I'll get my watch time up real quick. Um, it is what it is, though. All right, all right. It's very simple. Tell the people what they want to hear, and he slow it down for 2 terms. Yeah, well, yeah, you got to do it for 2 terms, Donald Trump. You gotta come back around and give the people what they want. Because I don't think you can make America great again in just 4 years. You're gonna need a second term to show the people why America is great. President yeah, yeah. So we had the Donald in here. The Donald, yes, yes. I don't know if it's the real Donald, it's the troll Donald, but it's all good. Going to make take a while to clean out the trash. That's funny. That's funny. Oh my God. We have a lot of issues in America. We have a lot to work out. We have a lot to come together and try to understand each other on. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. There's a lot of common ground. I mean, common ground we do have. But all right, Tosh, no problem. My close friends call me Don. Okay, Don. I didn't know we were close friends now, but definitely. We have a lot of common ground that we can come to in America, seeing each other as human beings and stuff like that, to put that out there. But it'll take time. It'll definitely take time. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting as I see it. Like I said, because it says a lot about the American people, as opposed to I guess who you vote for, why you vote for, and just a time check for the people that are on the live stream. I'm only going to be live for maybe another 10 minutes, 9 minutes or so. I'm just gonna chop this off at an hour. So I didn't know if all you folks were going to stay attentive and attentive to. So now let's go into the real part. Too many issues to solve in one term. It's stressful, which is why I do Twitter. Okay, you're addressing us, Donald Trump. You're telling us that Twitter is where you do it. So Twitter is how you run the world. Thank you for sharing that with us, Don. If people would just understand freedom, the rest will follow. Uh, Freedom is a complicated topic for people to understand because sometimes people look at freedom as just the ability to do what you want without any recourse, any consequences, any repercussions. Mr. Trump, that's why Democrats and donkeys cause most of them are jackasses. Wow, unfortunate to hear. I did not know that, but thank you for enlightening us, Yeah, droid mods, that's funny. We got a lot of interesting things going on in the chat right there. But also too, I do, in all seriousness, I do appreciate people, the folks that have given their honest opinion, their honest viewpoint on, how Trump became so powerful politically. I do appreciate that because this, on the face of it, it's a question, but beneath it, it is a serious conversation. It is something that it doesn't end with this live stream. Well, that's why I change my tie each day. Well, I'm glad you changed your tie each day, Donald Trump. We won't want you having the same tie, especially with all those billions of dollars that you have. I agree with High Desert. Let me see what High Desert says. High Desert, yeah. No, I mean, understanding freedom is important. It is a key part, and in humanity and stuff like that. Us not trying to tear each other down and tear each other's apart. Which color is red and blue? Well, whatever color you like, Donald Trump. I like to see you wear pink. The pink ties, power tie, pink or yellow, power ties. There you go, sophisticated. It says but yeah, Lynn, freedom is something to fight for. Freedom is something, important to understand, what our ancestors fought and died for, depending on which side of that you're on, but definitely freedom is important to understand, And at the core of it all, as Americans, what's going on, Mr. Peanuts Gaming? Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. At the core of it all, I mean, whether you agree with Donald Trump making America great again or not, we do want America to win. Those of us who are Americans, those of us that care about the country, it's a blessing to be born here. I do, as an American, I do want America win. High button issues, core values. Yeah, I do that. It's Mr. Salty Nuts. Okay, you changed your name. Shout out to Mr. Salty Nuts, aka Peanuts Gaming. Nothing wrong with that. Salty Nuts again. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming by. It's something about Trump that brings everybody out. I think half of my subscribers have come out tonight. Not a portion of them. Yeah. Sherry K. Oh, you've never met Salty Nuts before. That's actually the name, Salty Nuts. Yeah. But anyway, it's kind of crazy. So, but shout out to Salty Nuts. Everybody loves Salty Nuts. Anyway, there you go with that. But on a serious note, Mel, I'm going to take off just because I need to jump in. Join this. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate you for coming through. Always blessings and peace. Much love to you. I'm about to get up out of here myself soon. Freedom isn't free. It's because of our brave men and women give not just their lives for us. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Freedom isn't always free. There's a lot of brave men and women that giving their lives. Good last night, great stream. Thank you, Sherry K. I appreciate it. I'm just glad when it comes to streams like this, particularly streams like this, that I'm able to have a civil conversation, even joke around a little bit. Thank you, Michelle, again, and you also too have a blessed night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this conversation and just listening to what I have to say. I'm not saying that I'm right on everything. I don't have all the answers. I'm not asking everybody in the chat to agree with me, not by any stretch, any matter, any mean. Mm. Oh man, pistachios are the best. Oh, that's a thing to salty nuts. Okay, so yeah, pistachios are the best, but it is what it is. Again, Michelle, thank you for coming through. I appreciate that. Thank you for everybody for coming through. I didn't expect to hold everybody's attention. There's 11 people going back and forth, in and out, and whatnot. But for those people that are in and out, Troll tonight brought to you by a person that believes in the good these streams do. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you to the person behind the Donald Trump troll stream. I appreciate you. More than you know. My brother and grandfathers fought for us and lived to show humanity after. This is appreciated. Good night, Salty Nuts. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. But Lynn, definitely appreciative to your family members who have fought for the country, to try to, keep us free, give us the liberties and stuff like that we enjoy. For whatever you may think about America, it is still a blessing to be born here, to be from here, regardless of our divisions, our strife, the things that we bicker and argue about, you know, maybe even kill each other over. It is still a blessing to be born here. I would rather, I would rather be born here than any other country in the world. I mean, despite our history and despite all the nonsense that we go through, um, we definitely do have a lot going on here. We're not perfect by any stretch, by any means. We have still a long way to go. We still have many more conversations to have, many more things to do. You know, it's not over. And like I said, stuff like this stream, just highlights that. It's so much more to talk about. It's so much more to bring to the forefront. As we as the regular sentiments, citizens. Hopefully nobody heard that. We as the citizens, we the people, have the power to dictate and determine, what the future of the country will be. Being aware, being active, being engaged, with our communities, with our politics, with our policies, policies, yeah, with the policies of the local government and state, federal officials. Yes, yes, Slayer. Thank you for loving these streams. The streams love you back. Hopefully nobody heard that other word, but yeah, it is what it is. You can tell these late night streams. With these late night streams, that's when I have the Freudian slips. You know, hashtag all my cinnamons. But yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of things. As we the people, we the citizens of the United States of America, have a responsibility to uphold and really see as it pertains to our communities, our governments, our churches, our schools, our civic centers and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. My boy Don came through. Yes, he did. That's the problem. We, the people, need to wake up. Unity will get things done. Yes, I agree, Harmony. But sometimes, it takes a lot of strife, a lot of pain, a lot of negativity. Sometimes things have to get worse before they get better. Sometimes people have to fall asleep, and then you wake in a sleeping giant before things really start to change. And that's just really what it is. But we the people have the power, the ability to change things, to make things right, to really pay attention and see each other as human beings. Humans are like crabs in a barrel. A lot of times it can be like that, Slayer. We could be a crab in a barrel mentality. What's going on, Amy's Ventures? Thank you. Thanks for tagging on such subject. Thank you. I appreciate that. Late. Yeah, you are late, Cargo, but it still is great to see you for this last minute or so. How did Trump get so powerful? Should be the title, not that. It really matters because most people know what you mean. Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, but thank you, Cargo Sparrow, for being here. Just your presence has just illuminated, elucidated, the stream. You missed some Freudian slips, the slowest trench coat. Hey, here we go again. Another guy's first stream. Much respect. Well, it's almost over now. Soulless trench coat or trenchy, what it is. It's almost over. I'm up to the end. It's not that controversial. I don't think anybody's mad at me for talking about this. But soulless, I appreciate you. It has been something because I'm gonna tell you the audience that I was able to keep in this stream is something. I heard my name again, Donald Trump. There you go. We had even Donald Trump in the stream. For those folks, say hello to Donald Trump. Donald Trump showed up to my stream, believe it or not. Oh my God, classic stuff. You can't make this stuff up. Only on YouTube, right? Only in Mel streams. Hello, Mr. President. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is a hit. Shout out to the troll account that brought Donald Trump through. Hella Kobe died. Oh my God. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Oh my God. But like I said, thank you for all the folks that have come through. Thank you for keeping this. Trump, you got my vote. That's funny. Oh my God. Wow, thank you for making this another special live stream. Thank you for making this something worth talking about. You folks make this worthwhile. You make these conversations go along. You make it worth coming on the late shift and doing this. Like the Donald Trump is a monster confirmed. Oh my God, yeah, yeah. Trump may be a monster. Who knows? I'm not trying to confirm or deny that situation. And Lynn Denton is still here, definitely. I love chairman of my state. Yeah, listen, if I was a chairman of your state, I'd probably cry. I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, but I would be like, you know what, we're moving on up. You know, something looks different about you tonight. Well, I'm just, it's just funny. Nothing's changed. Maybe I shaved or something. I don't know. Maybe I lost a pound or something on my face. I don't know. Honestly, people make the world a better place. Smile more. Yes, I agree. I agree. It's something different about me tonight. Maybe it's the angle I have the camera. I don't know. Maybe it's how I have myself. Maybe it's the shirt. I don't know. Maybe it's the look, the boyish grin. I don't know. Maybe it's the energy. Maybe it's the teabagging hard over here. Mm, but it's okay. It's okay. I was just giving you a minute more of my time. Yes, yes, Cargo Sparrow. I'm only really extending the live stream right now, Cargo, because you came through. You're somebody who definitely is a supporter, and you definitely come through. So let's be careful. I see. Oh my God, Donald Trump is a riot. It's a riot. But, oh my God. Yeah, yeah. Oh nah. Nah. That's when I said teabag, I'm talking about this teabag. I'm not I'm not talking about anything else. This teabagging is drinking the teabag. Mm. Um, yeah. Nah. It's all good. It's all good, Cargo. It's all good. We here for you. We here for you. I had an interesting day. My day was cool. It wasn't nothing crazy or whatever the case may be. But yeah, teabagging is prohibited. Funny. Oh my God. Now tell me. I can tell all my homies in the hood I met the Donald. Yes, you can definitely tell them. You can definitely tell them Tosh time. Oh my God. This is definitely an awesome stream. See, the thing with streams like these, you don't know how they're going to go because I'm not looking at it from a standpoint of politics. But even if you don't want to look at it from a standpoint of politics, it is politics. So you've seen something happen here, which I've done a couple of times. I've actually pulled off a political live stream. Yes, I have. Teabagging Nation to the table. Wow. I'm I'm not gonna go anywhere with that, Lynn. I'm gonna let you have that one. But it's also good to have you beautiful, powerful women in the house, and the Donald as well. That is an interesting thing too. But this has been fun. This has been fun. Yeah. No, like I said, I admire you women. You do your thing in your own respective ways, and I continue to encourage you to keep going. Not that you need my encouragement, not that you need it, not that you need my approval. I'm not saying you do, but I appreciate what you do. Yes, I need more touch time in my life too. I mean, talking about for the videos, of course. The inspirational the inspirational tips. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so PG-13. Anyway, everybody needs more touch time. Yes, I enjoy it. Thank you, Michael Skeen. I appreciate it. Segue into that. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I'm doing something. I'm doing something. That child feels so good. Wow. Tosh time. Wow, she took it there. She took it there. Oh my God. You feel so privileged. Oh my God. Tosh time. Tosh time. I'm feeling the humor, Tosh time. I can picture your face saying that. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that trench coat. I take the trenching. I needed a speech, so I speak, have my recorder. Oh my God. Um, wow. Wow. Yeah. I'm distracted. This live stream is just with somewhere else, and it's with somewhere else. But it's all good. It's all good to laugh with friends, people on the live stream that you enjoy seeing and whatnot. This is the part of the live stream where I'm just like, okay, do I end it here? Do I not end it here? You know, I yeah, I don't want to leave, but I got to go right now. Instead of what it's like Trump, what? Yeah, I don't know. Tosh Todd would approve of that one. Don't just say, God bless guns, burgers in America to the younger. Like, well, I don't know about that. My wife copied Mrs. Obama's speech. Wow. I did it. You will Teabag Nation in the parking lot. Be careful with that, Lynn. Some people may take that serious. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Wow. Wow. Cargo Sparrow. Yeah. I know it's a joke. I know it's a joke. I know it's a joke. Heard some replies that I said, yeah. What? Oh my God. Yeah. Bless your heart, Lynn. Bless your heart. Just be careful out there. If anybody comes around, just give them a real tea bag, you know what I'm saying, in a cup. Just say, here you go. Get some hot water. Mm. Oh my God. Hashtag teabag nation. Yes. Mm. But that tea tastes so good. Yeah, no, take care, creative spirits. Because the live stream is went somewhere else right now. You know. But I would give everyone $1,000 in food stamps for the next term. Wow. I'm not even gonna go there with that one. Okay, Desert Pioneer, appreciate that. Make it trend. Oh my God, yeah. Hashtag Teabag Nation, make it trend. If my hubby was away right now, he'd love to tell me. He always jokes about that. Yeah. Stay frosty, soulless trench coat. Yeah. That's a whole other thing right there. That's a whole inside joke all in itself. Cargo right there. It's a whole inside joke, so many things, Who knows? Maybe I'll do a teabag live stream, Thank you, Creative Spirits. Yeah, the teabag live stream. Oh my God, that'll get some people coming. They'll be like, oh, what does he mean? Is he gonna show us how to teabag? I'll show you how to teabag, all right. But anyway, I'll talk about this teabag, But anyway. Oh God, forgive me. God forgive me. God forgive me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Teabagging is okay. Yes, teabagging is prohibited. I've been told teabagging is prohibited. Okay. With that being said, with folks coming through, I know we're having a good time. I know it's a laugh and all that. Yes. I know this is exciting some people. This talk. But for the most part, I'm gonna start saying attach that teabag nation and other streams. Well, you should, Trenchy, but if you do say teabags in other streams, thank Lynn Denton for that because Lynn Denton has started that, And when they ask why I blame it on you, you can blame it on me, but I'll blame it on Lynn, so it's all good. Anyway, it's what it is though. But yeah, it's all good, Lynn. It's all good. Nothing wrong with that. Blame it on the rain. Uh-oh, blame it on the rain. Yeah. It's actually raining outside. How does one teabag just to know? I don't know. I don't know, Donald. I don't know. Google it. YouTube it. Okay, I'll blame it on Lynn. It's all good. You can blame it on me. It's all good. It's all good. Oh man. Yes. Now I really must go. I really must go. Google it. Yes. It's soulless. Oh my God. Yeah. See, look what you started. Look what you started. It's all good. Much love to you. Much peace to you. Um, yeah. And as always, spread love is the Brooklyn way. One more sip of the tea bag. Mm. For dramatic effect, must cut out the light. Thank you all. I appreciate you more than you know. We'll do this again sometime. Yes, we will do this again. And I'm stalling because I'm trying to get to an hour and 10 minutes. Yes, I am stalling. Bye, stay frosty. Thumbs up to people. Yeah, but I might as well end it now. Good stream. Good stream. Blame it on the rain. Yeah. Blame it on the rain. Yeah. Yes. Singing is prohibited. Funny. Good night.